Hello, Mataji, you're watching Morning Pulse on Hornbill TV. Himachal Pradesh is set to experience a major change in weather as a fresh western disturbance is likely to impact the state from Thursday night, bringing widespread rain and snowfall over the next few days. The Indian Meteorological Department has issued an orange alert for heavy snowfall in the higher reaches of Chamba, Kulu and Lahaul Spiti districts on Friday, while several other districts are under yellow alerts for rain, thunderstorms and lightning. Meanwhile, severe cold waves conditions continue in many lower hill districts including Bilaspur, Hamirpur, Kangra and Mandi, where minimum temperatures have dropped sharply. The IMD had also warned of possible hailstorm in part of Unna, Bilaspur, Hamirpur, Solan, Srimar and Shimla district. The upcoming spell of rain and snow is expected to break the prolonged dry spell in the state, which has seen a rainfall deficit of nearly 95% so far this month. Weather activity is expected to weaken after Saturday, though another western disturbance may affect the state again around January 26 and 27, bringing more snowfall in higher regions. Meghalaya celebrated its 54th statehood day with historic state-level event in Bakmara, South Garo Hills, marking the first time the celebration was held there. Chief Minister Konrad K. Sangma paid tribute to the state's founding father, Captain Williamson A. Sangma, highlighting Meghalaya's journey of unity, sacrifice and non-violent struggle. He urged citizens to uphold the values that shaped the state and noted significant growth over the past 7 to 8 years, averaging around 10% in the last 3 years. The Chief Minister announced the clearance of Rs 140 crore second phase of the Bakmara water supply project, assured attention to road connectivity and committed to personally monitoring the upgradation of Bakmara Civil Hospital. He also highlighted initiatives like CM Connect and called for stronger district level planning. Deputy Chief Minister Pristin Tiongson described the celebration as historic and noted ongoing development in South Garo Hills, including the 60% completion of the Shillong-Pakmara road. Education Minister Lakmen Dumpoy emphasized people-centric governance and regional unity, while Chief Secretary Dr. Sakil P. Ahmad stressed balanced development under Vision 2032, highlighting achievements in roads, education, agriculture, power reforms and entrepreneurship. The program featured cultural performances, the state anthem, Meghalaya Day Awards, Governor Police Medals, Meghalaya Day Excellence Awards and the screening of the Rise Meghalaya video.
A chance to reflect what is happening in the state.
That they for the civil defense and home guards like to climb the culture.
But as I said, the challenges and the way ahead. Former ministers, MLAs.
Srimati Greenland Marvania, Superintendent, Inspector General of Prisons.
It is because of the blessings that He has showered upon the people of our state that we were blessed to have our own land, our own state, our own identity. And in the last 54 years, Almighty has blessed us to take our state forward to where we are today. And I'm sure with the efforts that have been put by each and every citizen of our state, we will march ahead with confidence, determination, and the will to make sure that we achieve all the goals and targets that we have set in front of us. I also remember and thank and pay my respect to all our leaders of the past, especially those who had fought in a non-violent way, persistent, committed, and determined to get our own identity and our own state. I remember them for their hard work, their contribution, because of which we are here to celebrate Meghalaya Day. During those difficult times, when our leaders were fighting for the state, there was a strong sense of unity. Though we were different tribes, different communities, we were all one in our objectives, in our goals, in our dreams to have our own state.
On the impact of President Donald Trump's remark on Greenland on bond markets, banking and market experts Ajay Baka said that reaction has so far been limited. He noted that market believe that after Davos, President Trump may return with a negotiated arrangement possibly involving the establishment of a few military bases in Greenland without the situation escalating further. Baka added that while markets are factoring in some risk of deterioration, a firm and coordinated negotiation stance by Europe could help contain the issue.
Okay, sir. So, with US-Europe tensions over Greenland reviving tariff threats and sell America flows, how are investors repositioning in US treasuries, and what does this mean for European bonds?
Yeah, for now, it is still minor. See, most of the market thinks that post-Davos, Trump will come back with some deal where he will have 4 or 5 bases in Greenland, and it won't deteriorate further from that. Markets are pricing in that there is a possibility of deterioration, but if Europe holds its nerve and negotiates hard, they will be able to stall Trump. What is clear is Europe will have to spend a lot more on its own defense. Europe will start looking at FTAs around the world to reduce its dependence on the US. Together, the two are doing about $1.5 trillion of trade. European and American companies have joint ownership of about $4.7 trillion. So they have invested in each other. Investors in Europe have invested in US. US investors have invested in Europe. So 80 years of an international order is being potentially questioned by Trump. Most market people are still thinking that this is bluster, and ultimately TACO will come in. Trump will reduce the final outcome from what he's talking about. But the kind of things that are happening, and him posting a map of US showing Canada, Venezuela, and Greenland as parts of the US, things like that are unheard of in international relations. So one doesn't know where the stop will come, or at least a pause will come. But most market analysts are saying it will come, so not to worry. It won't deteriorate into a very strong Cold War between the Europe and US. So we are not expecting a very long lasting impact on the US bond market. It will remain the most liquid, biggest market. We don't see that happening in the short term, but over the long term, I think central banks on the margin will start looking at de-dollarization, and that has been happening. Last 4 years, central banks have bought 1,000 tons of gold. I think a lot of that will continue. Will money rush into euro? I don't think so, because euro has its own problem. It's an unworkable coalition of 27 countries on various at various stages of the economic cycle and of various sizes. So clearly, you would like to invest in euro, but the sheer scale of US and liquidity of US makes it difficult that the euro will supplant the dollar. I don't see that happening. Yes, marginal money is moving into gold, and that will continue.
Big news from the world of cinema. Tanvi the Great has been nominated for Oscars 2026, marking a proud moment for Indian film. The movie, directed by and starring Anupam Kher, is an emotional drama that follows the inspiring journey of a young woman who overcomes personal and social challenges with courage, resilience and self-belief, highlighting themes of hope and human strength. Reacting to the nomination, Anupam Kher said that film is extremely close to the entire team's heart. He said they were overjoyed when the film made it to the shortlist and called the Oscar nomination a huge achievement. Thanking the Academy, Kher said the film has received immense love from audiences and that he always believed it would go far. He added that after Saransh, this is only the second film in his career to receive such overwhelming appreciation, and he expressed deep happiness over the recognition. Mizoram's Minister for Sports and Tourism, Lang Hinglova Amar, on Wednesday at Mizoram House in Guwahati, highlighted the state government's efforts to promote sports tourism while addressing the media ahead of the upcoming Aizawl International Half Marathon scheduled to be held on February 14. The minister said the Mizoram government is organizing the event under the name Aizawl International Half Marathon, describing it as a unique running experience compared to marathons held in metropolitan cities. Inviting participants and tourists from across the country, the minister added that the event aims to showcase Mizoram's natural beauty and clean environment. The Aizawl International Half Marathon is expected to further strengthen Mizoram's position as an emerging destination for sports tourism in the northeast.
Mizoram government is organizing a half marathon on the 14th of February, which we term it as Aizawl International Half Marathon, which is going to be a very different half marathon because we are going to run on the top of the hilltop. Then it's good AQI, fresh air, and the kind of feeling which you will have running this half marathon will be different from the kind of marathon which you used to run on the metros, full of streets. It's going to be fresh air, good AQI, hilltop, and I want to invite all of you to come and experience Aizawl International Half Marathon and to come and experience Mizoram. Mizoram has witnessed a sharp rise in tourism in last year, especially after the inauguration of railway station by Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji on September 2025. We have seen more than 96% increase in the number of tourist footfall, comparatively speaking, with 2025. And I'm sure that it's going to get even bigger in the next few years. And I'm very happy. I'm excited also to see the future of the growth of tourism in my state.
The three-day Poush Mela, organized by the Qatar District Committee of the All Assam District Administration Employees Association and held at Dak Bungalow Road in Silchar Down, concluded on Wednesday. This Poush Mela has greatly attracted food lovers by offering traditional foods from various ethnic communities and tribes. Qatar District Commissioner Ayush Kark inaugurated the Mela. It is worth noting that due to the demise of former Union Minister Kapindra Purkayashta, Poush Mela was postponed from its original scheduled dates of January 7 to 9. Members of the Assam District Administration Employees Association held an emergency meeting and unanimously decided on the new dates of January 19 to 21. Meanwhile, Qatar District Commissioner Ayush Kark inaugurated the Mela, visited various food stalls and interacted with the women entrepreneurs.
Post Mela jintu ase jila prashasan kormachari honta etu Qatar district unit etu koi pati thake aru apuni gom pai amar itimodde jela ekto ahi tat hubo udbodon kori gole aru itimodde amar apuni bibhinno jonojati jetu food stall ase itimodde start hoise apuni delke dekhise বহুত মানুহ ইয়াত টেষ্ট লৈ আছে আৰু এইটো আয়োজনৰ মাধ্যমত আমি কি কৰো আমি আমাৰ যেটো পৰিয়াল আছে আমাৰ কৰ্মচাৰী বৰ্গৰ যেটো পৰিয়াল আছে তেখেতে লৰা ছোৱালী আছে তেখেতে গুটি আমি এটো এনজয় কৰি থাকো আৰু আমাৰ এইটো ব্যতিক্ৰমী সংগঠন কিয়নো আমাৰ কাছাৰ জিলা ইউনিটে দুৰ্গা পূজা পাতি থাকে, আমাৰ পৌষ মেলা পাতি থাকে। সদায় আমাৰ কেৱল মাত্ৰ যে আমি দাবী দাৱাত আমি কেৱল মাত্ৰ দাবী আন্দোলন কৰিব লাগে এইবিলাক নহয়। আমাৰ গোটেইবিলাক চলি থাকে। আমি এনজয় কৰি থাকোঁ এজ এ পৰিয়াল। এইটো মানে আমাৰ আয়ুক্ত, অতিৰিক্ত আয়ুক্ত, যোন অফিচাৰ বৰ্গই কওক আৰু আমাৰ কৰ্মচাৰীৰ মাজতে কওক, একো নাই, চব গোটেই পৰিয়াল এক হৈ আমি কাম কৰি থাকোঁ। আৰু মই ভাবোঁ এনেকুৱা থাকিলে আজি দেখিব আপুনি কিমানখিনি ষ্টল লাগিছে, তাতে ডিমাচাও আছে, নগা আছে, গুৰ্খা আছে, আমাৰ বেংগলী আছে, গোটেইবিলাক আহিছে। তেওঁলোকে এইটো মানে এনজয় কৰি আছে। আমাৰ মানুহবিলাক তাতে 5-10টাৰ পৰা আহিছে অফিচত, আপুনি দেখিব বহুত মানুহ ঘৰ হৈ যোৱা নাই এতিয়ালৈকে, তাতে আছে, এনজয় কৰিব এতিয়া। আৰু আপোনালোকে জানে যে আমি 7, 8, 9 তাৰিখ এইটো কৰিব লাগিছিলে, কিন্তু আমাৰ মাননীয় সৰ্বশ্ৰদ্ধাৰ মাননীয় প্ৰাক্তন কেন্দ্ৰীয় মন্ত্ৰী কবিন্দ পুৰকায়স্থৰ এইটো প্ৰয়াণত আমি অলপ পিছুৱা লগা হৈছে, আৰু এইটো আজিৰ পৰা ষ্টাৰ্ট হ'ব। 3 দিন, আগন্তুক 3 দিন এইটো চলিব।
Speaking to the media on Tripura Statehood Day, Chief Minister Manik Shah said it was a moment of great pride for the people of the state as Tripura attains full statehood on this day. He added that since Prime Minister Narendra Modi came to power, the pace of development in Tripura has accelerated significantly. The Chief Minister also mentioned that the Prime Minister's letter read out today reflects his vision for Tripura and his deep emotional connection with the state. He said all departments are performing well and that several individuals who have brought recognition to Tripura were honored on this occasion. Emphasis that Foundation Day is not limited to just one day of celebration. Shah said that government must work throughout the year to maintain law and order and ensure strong security. He further stated that Tripura must move forward with the national goal of achieving a developed India and developed Tripura by the year 2047.
देखिए, हमारे लिए बहुत गौरव का विषय है। आज त्रिपुरा का आज का दिन 1972 में ये स्टेटहुड डिक्लेयर हुआ है, पूर्ण राज्य। तो तभी से काम जिस तरह चल रहा था, लेकिन अब जो है माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी आने के बाद जिस तरह गति उसका वृद्धि हुई है, तो ये तो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री का लेटर आज हम लोग पढ़े, मैं पूरा आप देखे हो, पूरा हॉल में मैंने पढ़ा, और ये इसलिए मैंने रीड आउट किया ताकि उन्होंने त्रिपुरा के बारे में क्या सोचते हैं और त्रिपुरा के लिए उनका क्या लगाव है, इसलिए मैंने पढ़ा। और ये रीड आउट से सभी मतलब काफ़ी इनको टच मिला है सबको। तो त्रिपुरा में अभी जिस गति में हम लोग जा रहे हैं, अबाउट 300 के ऊपर हम लोग काफ़ी प्राइज मिला है, आप जानते हो, नेशनली और आंचलिक स्तर पर। तो सभी डिपार्टमेंट अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, और लेकिन उसमें संतुष्टि का कोई विषय नहीं है, काम का कोई स्काई इज़ द लिमिट, बहुत काम और करना है। और बहुत लोगों को आज हम लोग सम्मानित भी किए हैं, जो अपना विषय में अच्छा काम किए हैं, त्रिपुरा के लिए नाम गौरव बढ़ाया। इन लोगों को भी आज स्टेटहुड डे में उनको भी हम लोग सम्मानित किए। ऐसे डिपार्टमेंट से किया है, हर साल करता है, लेकिन इस बार मुझे लगता है काफ़ी अच्छा हुआ है। और स्टेटहुड डे ये खाली एक दिन नहीं है, ये हमेशा पूरा 365 डेज हम लोग को काम करना है, क्योंकि यहाँ पर जो स्टेटहुड डे मतलब क्या, यहाँ पर डेमोक्रेसी को बरकरार रखना है, लॉ एंड ऑर्डर अच्छा होना चाहिए, और सिक्योरिटी अच्छा होना चाहिए, और जनता के लिए कुछ इनके स्कूल हो, इनका कॉलेज हो, पढ़ाई में, हेल्थ में, हर विषय में जो इनको चाहिए, ये जब तक हम ना देंगे, इसके लिए ये आज के दिन ये प्लेज होना चाहिए। कितना किया लास्ट ईयर, फिर क्या कहाँ का गैप है, उसको फिर फिलअप करना है, फिर इस तरह आगे बढ़ना है। तो 2047 जो विकसित भारत और विकसित त्रिपुरा 2047 हम लोग रोड मैप बनाया, उसको टारगेट रख के हम लोग को हमेशा चलना है।
AIUDF MLA Amirul Islam on Wednesday alleged large-scale misuse of Form 7 during the ongoing special revision SR of electoral rolls in Assam, describing the process as unconstitutional and a serious threat to democracy. Addressing the media at the party's head office in Hatigao, Guwahati, Islam said a fresh meeting would be convened to discuss the SR issue as situation on the ground contradicts official explanations. He stated that AIUDF leaders had met the chief electoral officer and the state election officer but claimed that their assurances did not match the realities faced by citizens. Responding to queries on Congress's internal matters, including minority reservation, Islam said it was entirely an internal issue of the Congress party and AIUDF has no interest in commenting on it. He reiterated that AIUDF is not interested in any alliance with Congress, has never approached it for an alliance and will contest elections independently against the parties.
Today I will convene a press meet, especially on SR, a special revision. That means not SIR. Everywhere is SIR, there is SR. You know about this. The question is that yesterday we have met our CEO, State Election Officer, Chief Executive Election Officer. So we found they have given a lots of things, and particularly in the ground happening is totally different. You see, the Form 7 is issued, more than 26 lakhs form complaint is issued, and to the various citizens. Basically, we demand that the situation is totally different. The people are notified. Those who issued the notice, those who are the complainant oppose that we are not complainant. Some days before, already Okhil Gogoi raised one question, that is the BJP President Dilip Shoika raised a consult with this. Give those anti-BJP voters, you listed the anti-BJP voters to submit. Presently, we have seen that 26,83,249 complaints is lost, and these lost more than 6 lakh is disposed of. Among 6 lakh, 51,000 is rejected, and then after is updated. Now the question is, everywhere in every constituency there is a huge people are issued the form number 7. That means form number 7 is clearly stated that these people is suspected, these people are not genuine, these people is dead. Under 5 circumstances form number 7 can use, but more than 26 lakhs people are issued notice. You prove that you are a genuine Indian citizen, your name should be come into the electoral roll of 2026. Only to 2nd January is the last date. That means tomorrow is the last date. Tomorrow is the last date. Today, still 19 lakhs form is pending. How it is possible to hearing all these people in this regard? Now question is that people are noticed. There is I'm giving. This is the notice copy. You see, there is the notice copy. Ground number A, B, C. Grounds of objection. Every form there is no ground. There is no ground. Without ground, a complaint can be complaint. It is a valid complaint or not. It is a very clear violation of the that means violation of this electoral rules provision. And then after you see what papers they have need, what are the documents he showed, there is no question what paper they will bring. And when they went to face the hearing, then you see the voter photo, Aadhaar card, NRC, parental voter documents. They not clarify anywhere what type of the paper should bring. It is not clear. And after face the hearing, his name will be, the officer will be satisfied or not, his name will be come to electoral roll or not, there is no acknowledgement. There is a guideline, is a notice, complaint should be from the same PS, polling station, or the same constituency. Here, the people from the outsider, from the particular political party, they use huge 300, 400 names, a single person is already complained. My question is that, if one person under RP Act 1950, PR Act, People's Representation Act 1950, Section 14, it is clearly stated that if anybody is falsely complained and it is proved that he is false, then he will face the 1 year punishment and fine and both. You see, another question is that the complainant must be present when hearing is going on, but no complainant is there. If complainant is not present there, ultimately it will be ex parte. That means my question is that how long these people, the particular people, will face the hearing? Since 1979, that time NRC, D-voter, then Assam movement, everywhere they are facing the hearing. Now NRC, there is several lakh people, 7 lakh people are complainant. Now this 26 lakh people are complainant in this process. Ultimately, this is the intention of the BJP and RSS, that it is clearly stated that the NTP BJP vote, not only the Muslim votes, NTP BJP votes will be deducted from this form number 7. And my question is that it is a totally violation of the Indian Constitution. It is a big slap to the Indian democracy, and it is totally guided by the government of the election commissioner. Being an autonomous body, it is totally guided by the government, BJP government or the RSS government. So we demand that, our demand is very clear that we are opposing this system. You see, it is very clear, totally different press meet and press issue. If Congress is doing so better, then that is their matter. We are not interested to alliance with the Congress. We never approach Congress to alliance with us. That is separate issue. We fight alone. We are against of the Congress and BJP and all party. We fight singly. We fight alone in this election.
That's all we have for now. Keep watching HornbillTV.